Hello and welcome to our first webinar. At Next Practice, as you've come to understand, we're about helping you scale your business and reduce the drama in your business. That's what we're about. Today's webinar and the sequence of webinars that will follow, we're talking about our Infinite Growth Program. And I'm really pleased to bring along and welcome Candice Swaceland, our Head of Customer Experience here at Next Practice. And she's going to walk us through what the actual Infinite Growth Program and what it has to offer you. So thank you. Hello, Candice.
Hello. Very excited to be here today. Very excited for the inaugural webinar. Today we're talking about management systems. More specifically, the management system that we deliver, which is the Infinite Growth Program. It's designed to scale businesses from one point to the other. So if you're a $2 million business and you want to get to a $10 million business, we help set up the management system or the people, process, data to set you up to be able to scale optimally. And like Nick said, with as minimal drama as possible. There's 5 elements to the Infinite Growth Program. Now, what we generally do is we pull the best tools, the best coaching techniques, the best system structures, IT platforms, and we then apply that to our clients. So we do a lot of reading, a lot of research so that we can then bring that to your business. So from that, we've then developed a general system structure that does change depending on client to client, but this 5-phase structure is going to work for pretty much everyone. So the 5 elements are purpose, people and talent, strategy and tactical planning, execution and operations, and cash and finance management. So those are the 5 elements of the Infinite Growth Model.
So given all that, and we're talking about management systems can be something quite confusing to people, but Candice, can you explain to us what management systems mean in the context of what we're talking about?
A management system is all of the elements of your business coming together in one ecosystem. So when you start a business, you might start with just operational, right? It's very transaction based. I need this product or service, I will complete this for you and I'll complete it on my own. Then as your business grows, you then need to bring on more people, more activities, more elements of software and more elements of process so that a team can work together. And that's where a management system comes in. A management system brings everyone together and puts them on the same page.
Thanks, Candice. So what I'm hearing is that all those pieces of a business effectively, so you could say marketing, sales, operations, delivery, follow-up, customer satisfaction, all those requisite parts is what we could potentially call a management system, and all the processes within.
Yes. So everything that fits into the economy of your business. A lot of people will manage systems in isolation, especially if you're from a company that maybe had to get a specific requirement like an ISO certification or a license. You might have built a bit of a structured management system around that. But a complete and integrated management system is the full ecosystem, everything from finance through to HR, all the way up from your managers down to your ground level employees.
Fantastic, that's awesome. So I just want people to understand that that's a really important concept. Management systems are the things we are doing already in our business, and that's a fair reflection. And just what Candice is saying in our model is that we come to you and use the systems and processes and people and data already in your business and bring it together so they're on the same page. Is that a fair summary?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You already have a management system if you're running a business. It's really a question of if you have a good management system or not.
And that's about optimizing it.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's awesome.
Where the Infinite Growth Model comes into that is bringing all of those systems together so that it's not operating in silos and it's the most efficient, most effective, and that it's drawn to your strategy and your purpose. So that is a great segue into our first element, which is purpose. All right. We talk about one book, one thought leader in particular when it comes to purpose, and that's Simon Sinek. He's got to be the king of purpose, and he calls it why, and we also call it why. You need to understand why you're running a business. What purpose does your business have? What purpose does your business service? So as he says in his book, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And that seeps into every other element, right? It seeps into your people and talent. It seeps into your strategic and tactical planning. Even your finance needs to be integrated into your purpose, because if it's not, you're essentially aimless.
Yeah, that's awesome. So from the outset, if we're talking about Next Practice, we're saying that we're about helping companies scale and grow, meanwhile reducing the drama in their business. So that's our why.
And you know, people need that because not everybody knows everything about a business, right?
Yeah.
They come in usually with a very specific skill set. Maybe you know how to build houses. Just because you know how to build houses doesn't mean you then know how to run a business.
Awesome. So yeah, I guess that's a very good point. But if I'm clear on my purpose and can communicate it, then people are more likely to follow and come on board. So it's a really good point you make, because often in our business, and we were discussing this not so long ago, maybe at lunch actually, that someone technically sound who's able to deliver on their technical capability may not have the skill set or the wherewithal to be able to build a business around that.
Yes,
Right.
yes,
Okay.
absolutely. And a lot of the time you start with a really well ingrained purpose.
Yeah.
You say, I want to do this to make this kind of change, or I'm leaving my industry and starting a business because I want to do it differently. And then you get to that point of where you're operational, you've got a good amount of work, and businesses can kind of lose their purpose in that, forget what they do. And that's why you see so much burnout with entrepreneurs at the beginning of the process. So usually when you get to that point, you're started, you're in your operational, and you've kind of lost a sense of purpose, is where you actually have to bring on a system.
To support that.
Yeah, because it's a pretty good indicator.
Yeah, the infrastructure and supports to keep that momentum.
Yes.
Even though as a business leader or a leader in business, I might feel of losing purpose, but the system outlasts me.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah. So the sustainability piece around that system thinking is excellent. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, that's awesome.
Absolutely. You know, they say that, 98% of businesses don't make it past 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah, there is that stat.
Yeah, and that's often because when you start, people don't take the steps to growth early enough, and they lose sense of the purpose, and then they don't want to stick it out anymore.
Yeah, absolutely.
So for that reason, because purpose drives everything, at the beginning of an infinite growth program, we go through what we call an empathize phase, which is where we take some real time to connect with the business owner, the leadership team, the employees throughout the business, and understand not just what it is that they do, but why they do it. And if they are disconnected from that purpose, we're helping bring that back together. And then, you know, we can better understand how we can build a management system that will be effective, right? Because if you don't start with purpose, it will all be ineffective, and it won't have that sustainability element. So we're looking at a why, looking at the disciplines that people need to have to achieve that why, and we're looking at how you and your employees and your customers experience the product that you use or the service that you have. So often people will see defining a purpose, defining values, defining disciplines as a marketing activity. It's something that they put together for their website. It's something that they put together for their bids and their tenders. And then it's quickly forgotten about when you go out to the world. But what that really does is creates a disconnect from what you present to the world and what you actually do in your everyday, right? And that kind of breeds a level of disloyalty and untrustworthiness to your product and your service. because people are very smart, and once they get into the process, they'll know whether your values kind of transcend and your purpose transcends from your marketing material into your everyday life. It becomes very obvious. So it's really important when we're in that empathize phase to make sure that we understand truly why people do what they do, so we can start to build that into the rest of the business.
Fantastic. So that sense of why and purpose is the first bit of infrastructure, if you like, or scaffolding that we start to build out a management system.
Yep.
Awesome.